that the other magnitude of that is even more severe. So when you're around toxic women, you might notice that they're extremely critical of others and they'll find fault in everyone around them, but somehow they're never the one at fault. Which I noticed a lot of women when I started talking about that, they were like, oh, uh, they're masters at deflecting blame and making others feel responsible for their actions. And these women often have a sense of entitlement, believing they deserve special treatment and attention. Now, I'm a man of uniformity, so me and women with a false sense of entitlement don't get along on a regular basis because I believe in uniformity and I believe that whatever you're entitled to, I should be entitled to too. Whatever rights that you believe that you should have, I should have the same rights. So if it's not balanced, it's not uniform. And if it is not a uniformed absolute, then I'm going to disagree with you on that. And then the bias about your position is that your personal self-entitlement is going to be projected into me as to your right to have it solely because you're a woman. But if we change places and say, well, if I'm a man and I'm in the position that you want to be in, and you're in my position where I'm saying I don't think that's a good idea, how would you feel about that? Every time I flip that script, the women say, oh, well, that's not fair. Well, why not? And their response is going to always follow up with, because you're a man. That is not acceptable. If we're supposed to be equal, it doesn't matter who's in that position of receiving benefits. Whoever's in that position to receive benefits should receive benefits. You might feel like you're responsible for fixing their problems, but the truth is you can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed, which is why if you don't like what somebody else is doing, you're supposed to tell them that. You're supposed to give them a reasonable opportunity to fix that. And then you're supposed to stand on those non-negotiable expectations for behavior and let that person know, hey, look, if you don't shape up, then I'm shipping out. That's how it is. We're not going to argue back and forth about this. This isn't going to be a debate. If you're not happy with the situation that we're in, then you can go somewhere. But if I'm not happy with the situation that we're in, you have the opportunity to change. But if you choose not to, I'm not going to stick around, because you can't make somebody else change. Another common trait is that they're often charming and charismatic in public, but behind closed doors, they're a completely different person. They're skilled at putting on a mask to deceive others, making it difficult for people to believe that they're toxic. And ladies, I can tell you right now, I know a couple guys that does stuff like that. And I can tell you, even in that situation, if he's nice to you in public, but he treats you like garbage at the house, it's time to go. So if she's nice to you in public, but she treats you like garbage in the house, it is time to go. If she's nice to you in public when she's getting her way, but then she treats you like garbage, even in public, it is time to go. Whenever she doesn't get her way, when her attitude changes towards you, it's time to go, because that's never going to change. So when you realize that their behavior is not about you, but about them, it empowers you to set boundaries or non-negotiable expectations for behavior. And then you'll be able to take control of your relationship, and you can't fix someone else's issues, but you can fix how you respond to them. Another crucial realization is that toxic women, and a lot of times toxic men, often target people who are empathetic and caring. They prey on our kindness, using it to manipulate and control us. When you understand these particular factors, you can take steps to protect yourself and maintain a healthy relationship. So they can inherently have this toxic behavior that you do not have to adhere to. The same way, if you have a best friend that's a kleptomaniac, just because they steal on a regular basis doesn't mean that you can't be friends with them. You just got to search them before you go anywhere. You got to make sure that they're not putting stuff in their pockets when you're at the grocery store with them or at the mall with them. And if you come to find out that they are pocketing stuff, that you don't leave the store until they put it back. That's how you work around them. You're not changing who they are. You're just not going to allow them to perform actions that will negatively impact you. The key is to set these non-negotiable expectations for behavior, not just set boundaries, because boundaries is putting up walls. I don't set up boundaries, and I don't encourage people to set up boundaries, because boundaries puts up walls. You have non-negotiable expectations for behavior. There are no walls. You're going to act right in my presence, or you're not going to be in my presence. That's the expectation. And this is a uniform position. I'm going to act right when I'm in your presence, or I'm not going to be in your presence.